Hello, everybody. X Bethelite here, 937-789-4029. There's people that are, they consider and they will go back to the Jehovah's Witnesses in order to date someone. And I'm sympathetic with that plight. I'm sympathetic with someone who is somewhat lonely, and hey, they just want to date someone. They at that point they're lonely. They don't care if it's a JW, not a JW. They just want to date someone, and they may have someone in mind. They may have friends that are JWs or relatives that are JWs that are willing to hook them up with someone. And I completely understand not having a boyfriend, not having a girlfriend, and now you have, this possibility set in front of you that you can go back to a environment where you feel that you know the ropes, you feel somewhat comfortable, you understand the lingo, you feel like you may have more success dating in that type of environment versus maybe an environment outside of the structure you were raised in or brought up in or that you know so well. And I completely understand. I think I completely understand. I can't understand everybody's situation if I have not heard from that person per se. But the only thing that, several things that concern me is that I don't know that the person is really thinking it through all of the way. About to head back to the car, it's starting to rain. I don't know that the person is really thinking it through all of the way, because you don't want to just date someone. It's not like when a person is hungry and they're starting to feel to where they're starving. Any food is better than no food. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's a bowl of rice. If I'm starving and somebody gives me a bowl of peas, I don't really particularly like peas, but anything is better. Just give me something. I'm starving. Give me something. It's not that way with dating and relationships. And again, comment down below, hit me up if you feel differently. You want to be happy. Just anybody is not going to feel that void. Well, why wouldn't you be happy? Well, let's say you're going to date a JW girl. You're not active yourself. You don't really believe it's the truth or anything like that. And you're about to have to hear, I don't know how you're going to get to the point of marriage. But you're about to hear, you're going to come to the assembly, right? Assembly only lasts all day. Are you about to give up your entire day to go to the assembly to impress this person? Are you not going to get tired of constantly hearing, you're going to the assembly, right? Where are you sitting at the assembly? What about meetings? Are you about to attend meetings regularly? Well, you probably don't have privileges to be able to, quote unquote privileges, to be able to comment or do anything like that. So won't the entire congregation kind of look down on you? Won't everybody be in your business? How is that going to really work out? Think about things in detail. Anything that goes on with regards to your relationship, this person is prone to go and talk to some elders about it. So any relationship is going to have its growing pains, its issues. If you do not believe that the Jehovah's Witnesses are who they say they are, the only one true religion, which of course we know that they are not, are you going to want JW elders involved with everything going on in your relationship? What if you want to celebrate Christmas? Maybe that's not even a big deal to you. But what if you want to go and see some stand-up comedy? Stand-up comic coming and you want to go listen to some stand-up comedy, or you want to go see a play, and the person you're with is probably going to have all kind of problems if the play has anything that has to do with magic. Who knows? It could just be Wizard of Oz, and they may have some kind of an issue with it. They'll probably have an issue with the stand-up comic. You may want to go on a vacation. Let's say you somehow you manage to get married in a Kingdom Hall. You know what I mean? You want to go on vacation. Your spouse probably doesn't want to go on vacation. That's going to cost, let's say she doesn't or he doesn't. It's going to cost money. We don't want to, be working and building up money to go and do all these things. We want to focus more on field service. I mean, all I can see is situations where you're going to clash. A person mentally going this way and a person mentally going this way. How is that going to work? This person's priority is field service and just living simply and spending a whole lot of time in field service, and that's not your priority. Well, that's time that you guys aren't spending together, because they're going to be out in service, they're going to be at the meeting, they're going to be studying for meeting. Whatever's going on with the Kingdom Hall is going to be, whether it be a quick build, whether it be brother and sister having this or that over their house, it's going to be a higher priority than you wanting to just sit at the house and chill, more than likely. So, are you going to go to the hall to listen to the person's talks? I mean, how is this going to work? So I think basically, correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm listening to or what I'm hearing to some degree is the feeling of loneliness and wanting to get rid of that feeling in any whichever way possible, even if that means getting involved with a person who has beliefs that are diametrically opposed to your beliefs. Get involved with somebody in a cult that you know is in a cult. What if you guys have children? Like, what if this even actually works and you guys have children? How are you going to deal with that? Your wife wanting to homeschool them and not let them have any kind of life experience. And you're thinking, well, they're going to have to grow up and be responsible adults. So we need to develop these children. And then your wife, let's say it's the wife that's in the cult. Your wife is, well, the end of the world is coming. We don't really have to focus on that. Just insane stuff. Things that are just completely ridiculous. How much money are you going to put in? When they go to the assembly and there's always this deficit, it's a cult. You're gonna write a check for them now. I mean, because you gotta, somehow you're pleasing the person that you're dating that's in. The person you're dating that's in, I'm assuming is going to be a male wanting to date a female that is a Jehovah's Witness. Let me tell you the reason why I assume that to be the case. And I can be 100% wrong. If I'm 100% wrong with this analogy, this is just an analogy. Comment down below. Let me know where I'm wrong. I'm assuming that that's the case because a woman inside the organization that doesn't have a lot of options as far as mates are concerned will probably be a little bit more open to dating someone outside the organization than a male inside the organization that has a wider array of options to date. Not to mention, dating someone on the outside will probably kill his opportunities for advancement in that organization. And it's almost no point in being in that organization if you're a male and you can't be a servant or anything. Let's use another analogy. Let's say the woman is on the outside, and more than likely a woman is going to be approached to some degree by men, whether she be in the organization or out. So there would be no need for a woman to go back to an organization that is a cult to go and find a mate. It wouldn't make any sense. There's less men than there are women, so why would a woman go back when she now has plenty of men to pick from now that she's out? So my assumption, I'm just assuming that more than likely, I'm guessing there'll be a male that may have either a problem finding someone to date outside of that organization, or may have had a bad experience dating someone outside of the organization that wants to then go back in to try to find a mate. And I just think that you're dealing with people who have beliefs and concepts that are just plumb ridiculous. How is that going to work on a day-to-day regular basis where you have to live with that, you know? Blood transfusion, you know, just insane stuff where people are willing to die or watch their relatives die. And that's another thing. Are their relatives going to have anything to do with you? You know, if you're not a witness or intending to be a witness and you're wanting to date somebody that is, how's that going to work as far as their family? Their family probably won't approve of it, and they probably won't have anything to do with you. If they do, then you're dealing with somewhat of a very liberal family. That, or you're going to have to pretend to be interested. And that's just, I mean, that's not being honest. You know, that's going into a relationship or dating, not being honest. I could go and tell a woman all kinds of things that, you know, to kind of impress her that's not true. Maybe, you know, let's say women enjoy firemen because they like men in uniform. And I tell a woman, well, I'm a fireman. You know what I mean? And I'm going to pretend I'm a fireman because I think that that's something that would be impressive to her. Well, that's lying. That's not truthful. That's eventually going to come out. Just like a person that is dishonest with a woman, or let's say it's some woman that wants to go and date a JW man for some reason. If they're lying to pretend to be interested in something that they know is false, that's going to come out. So I don't see how that would work. You guys let me know what you think. 937-789-4029. Man, I tell you what, keep in mind that you'd have to live with that decision years down the line. If it works out and you end up having kids, you're gonna have to live with that decision years down the line. You're never gonna get away from that organization. That person is gonna want to have a family study. They're gonna come back from the meeting and they're gonna tell you everything about the meeting. You just ain't gonna never get away from it if you try to go back and date someone that's a member. So this is X Walk Kill Beth Light signing out.